Do we hear a motion on the executive session, item number 4, posted for possible council action to authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with a recruitment firm to assist in such process? Is there a motion?
Mayor, in my hand, I hold a document titled Motion Executive Session Item C4. I move that the City of Waco authorize the city manager and city attorney to hire and retain SGR to provide executive recruitment services for the city manager position in an amount not to exceed $29,419 and to execute any necessary documents or agreements to effectuate this authority.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Mandy, would you please poll the council?
Fairfield,
Yes.
Lozano, Borderood,
Yes.
Ewing,
Yes.
Chase,
Yes.
Holmes.
Aye, that motion passes. Next, I will call the business session of the September 16th, 2025 Waco City Council meeting to order at 6:08 p.m. All council members are present tonight. This is fantastic. We're going to start out the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We now have a couple of proclamations, and first of all, Jennifer Warnick, will you meet me down by the podium? And Wendy Ellis, you'll be next. This first proclamation is for Suicide Prevention Month. And Jennifer Warnick, thank you for being here with the Central Texas chapter, the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. And I appreciate all you do in our initiatives here locally for behavioral health and mental health. It's so important. We at the city have started a similar initiative called the It's Okay to Not Be Okay. So it's very present in the community, and I appreciate your commitment, Jennifer, and thank you for raising awareness and support for suicide prevention. And with that, I'm going to read a proclamation and then ask you to say a few words after. I, Jim Holmes, by virtue of the authority invested in me as mayor of the city of Waco, Texas, do hereby proclaim September 2025 as Suicide Prevention Month in the city of Waco, and urge all citizens to join the city council, city staff, and me in raising awareness, fostering understanding, and supporting efforts to reduce stigma, promote mental wellness, and prevent suicide. Suicide ranks among the top 10 leading causes of death and profoundly affects individuals, families, and communities. More than 90% of individuals who die by suicide have a diagnosable and potentially treatable mental health condition, yet negative societal attitudes towards these conditions often deter those at risk from accessing life-saving help. National and local organizations such as crisis centers, mental health professionals, advocacy groups, and volunteers play a crucial role in prevention efforts and critical support systems. Suicide prevention begins with learning the risks and warning signs, encouraging those who are struggling to seek help, and creating a culture where individuals feel seen, supported, and empowered to seek help without shame. The Out of the Darkness Walk, sponsored by the Central Texas chapter of the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, serves as a powerful community event to honor those affected by suicide and to raise awareness and support for suicide prevention efforts. Suicide Prevention Month provides a crucial opportunity to raise awareness, promote open dialogue, share messages of hope and recovery, and reassure everyone that they are not alone and that support is within reach. And that's in testimony whereof, witness my hand in the seal of the city of Waco the 16th day of September, and signed by the mayor, myself, and all the city council members. Congratulations. If you'd like to say a few words.
On behalf of the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, I want to extend our sincere gratitude for recognizing September 2025 as a Suicide Prevention Month. Your proclamation is a powerful acknowledgement of suicide as a critical public health issue that touches every community. Your efforts bring hope to those who need it most and demonstrate that you stand behind your residents with compassion and resolve. Thank you again for your continued support and dedication.
Next, Wendy. Oh, we got the whole crew here. Alan, what are you doing here, man? Great. This proclamation is related to United Way and the United Way campaign. You guys are such great leaders in the community. I appreciate your leadership at United Way and your leadership in the tone that you set in our community about bringing people together, volunteering, supporting local causes, and energizing service projects and organizations. So I appreciate everything. United Way's got such a great and long reputation, a sterling reputation here in Central Texas, and also active in having a lot of things. We had a deal this morning, and Mayor Pro Tem Andrea, you did a proclamation there too, or welcome. You guys are super active. We have what is the thing called Thursday night? Whatever it is, you've talked me into doing. I got to do a karaoke song Thursday night at the backyard. Rhythm and Brews is going to be a United Way deal. And I'm up against Chief Victorian, which is going to be tough. The competition is pretty thick. Anyway, I would like to read this proclamation for United Way. Again, I appreciate all you guys do. I, Jim Holmes, by virtue of the authority invested in me as mayor of the city of Waco, Texas, do hereby proclaim September 25th through January 26th as United is the Way campaign in the city of Waco. And I urge all citizens to join the city council, city staff, and me in coming together in the spirit of the campaign, United is the Way, by supporting programs, initiatives, and volunteer opportunities that strengthen our community. The United Way of Waco McLennan County has a storied history of dedication to improving the lives of individuals and families by mobilizing the caring power of our community. The United is the Way campaign season reminds us that we are strongest when we come together to create positive and lasting change. The city of Waco recognizes that when neighbors support one another, we can break down barriers, strengthen families, and build a healthier, more resilient community for all. The United is the Way campaign encourages collective action through partnerships, advocacy, and support, which ensures that every person in our city has the opportunity to thrive and make a difference. The city of Waco is proud to stand with United Way and community partners in supporting a healthy community with opportunities for all ages to realize their full potential, as well as providing widespread access to education and resources for financial security that promotes resilience across the region. And this proclamation is signed by me as mayor and all of the city council members up there. And here you go, this proclamation. Thank you. Please say a few words.
Mayor and council and staff, thank you for once again having the opportunity to come up here. We appreciate the recognition of our annual campaign, something we do every year, and we are in the first month of our newest grant season, so we just awarded $1 million in grants to 26 different nonprofits here in McLennan County, supporting work to help our children improve their education, our residents improve their health, build our financial stability, and then, of course, provide safety net services when we find someone in a moment of crisis. In this campaign, we raise all of our dollars primarily through workplace giving and payroll deductions. So it's $5, $10, $20 at a time that allows us to put that money back to work in the community. We currently have a network of over 48 local nonprofits that are eligible to receive funding from us, and we're working with a network of over almost 60 organizations now that are involved in the work groups and the ongoing efforts for the Child Wellbeing Community Action Plan, which has been an ongoing process for several years, and we're really proud of how dedicated everyone has been to the process and stayed committed. And we appreciate the support and do encourage you to come out Thursday evening and hear the mayor. Mayor Pro Tem, I think you have do you have predictions for who's going to be winning?
I'm going to tell y'all like I told them this morning. I don't know why in the past couple of weeks you've had a council member represented, you have the mayor, former mayor, chief of police, and no county representatives have stepped up to the mic. So my money, I told them, I did say this, and he's not here to defend himself, so I feel fine in saying it. I think that we should all, the money needs to go to Dylan because he's not gonna get this. I don't know. I'm just saying.
He's there too.
But thank you all for your support.
Thank you, Wendy. Appreciate it. Okay. The next item to consider tonight is the consent agenda. And the consent agenda includes resolutions F1 through F65, except for resolution F26, which was pulled from the agenda, and resolution F11, which we are deferring to our October 7th City Council meeting, and resolution F54, on which Councilmember Bearfield has filed an affidavit of substantial interest. Is there a motion on the consent agenda?
Mayor, move for approval on the consent agenda.
Got a second, anybody? Second. We got a motion and a second. Any discussion? 62 of those. I think that sets a record, the heaviest consent agenda we've ever approved. Mandy, will you please poll the council?
Lozano. Borderood.
Yes.
Fairfield.
Yes.
Ewing.
Yes.
Chase.
Yes.
Holmes.
Aye, that motion passes. The next item to consider is public hearing G1. There you are, Clint. Director Peters.
Mayor, was there one that? Yes, oh, comes later. Sorry.
Hey, Josh, let him run the meeting.
You okay, Clint?
Oh, I'm good. Honorable Mayor, members of the council, this is a public hearing to consider a resolution approving a special permit for contractor's shop in C3 General Commercial District on property known as 901 East Johnson Street. By a vote of 9-0, Plan Commission recommended approval of the request based on the special provisions and conditions, and the findings are required for granting of a special permit per section 28-122 of the City of Waco zoning ordinance. Special conditions include screening requirements, sidewalk on East Waco Drive, and then a one-year time period that starts at issuance of the certificate of occupancy.
Thanks, Clint. Any questions for staff on this one? I'll now open a public hearing for comments, and we do have one card here from the applicant, Cole Woodall. Mr. Woodall, as you approach the podium, please state your name and address for the record. You'll have 3 minutes.
Hello, my name is Cole Woodall, and I came up here to ask the City of Waco. Our tenant is planning on signing a 5-year lease, which is longer than the special use permit of 12 months. I just wanted to see if the City of Waco would be willing to amend that for the length of their lease upon certificate of occupancy, and they plan on signing a 5-year lease with us. That's all I have.
Is that everything that you have?
Yeah, that's all I've got. It says that the special use permit is for 1 year, but we were wanting to see if we could extend it for the length of their lease, which is 5 years. Kind of leaves a little.
I would ask Clint, it was approved, how was it recommended and approved by plan?
For the permit's for 1 year, but
Okay.
You can do that or not.
Yeah. I think we're inclined to approve what the Plan Commission.
okay. I mean, is there
We'll see in a second.
somebody that I need to talk to or
I guess
reach out
run
to
back
about?
through Clint, run back through our Plan Commission to see.
Okay.
About a
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Is there anyone else present who'd like to speak regarding this item? Seeing no speakers, we'll now close the public hearing. Do I hear a motion on this?
Mayor, can I ask our city attorney a question on that? Just kind of where we stand procedurally with the 5-year request versus what we're here to do and what we're capable of doing?
I would recommend that we do go back to the Plan Commission with that request and that we make sure and verify that we're in compliance with the ordinance that regulates this to see whether we're allowed to extend it for longer than 5 years.
Send it for longer than 1 year or,
For longer than 1 year, yes, sir. Sorry.
and Mr. Peters, you had something on that?
Sure. So the applicant did ask staff about extending that to a 5-year. Typically, with uses of this nature, we recommend for a one-year period, so we can see how they're fitting in with the neighborhood, if they meet all their conditions, and then we'll renew those, recommend renewal of those special permits.
And then at that point, you can change them, change the terms on them, correct?
That's correct, that's correct. That's typically how we've operated in the past, and you'll see it actually on the next case where we've extended that time period out on a renewal. So that's standard operating procedure on these special permit cases.
And Clint, on that, at Plan Commission, was the recommendation from staff 1 year? Did the applicant request 5 years, and what happened at Plan?
The actual request for the 5 years was after the Plan Commission meeting, but they did talk to staff, and we did tell them if it got, if it got sent back to Plan Commission, it would still be staff's recommendation to keep that 1 year recommendation because of the nature of the use.
I mean, so I guess I feel like if we want to send it back, if we want the 5 year to be considered, we send it back. But if we want to go with Plan Commission's.
Well, I think the precedent is in the findings like this, we wait the 1 year and do the evaluation to ensure that they are fitting into the neighborhood and certainly being good neighbors. So I don't think it's a problem. And usually when we come back, then we can assess if those terms should be extended, and we can do that at the will of the council. It's not that big of a deal. It's one more meeting, so to come back again next year. So I think that the best way is for all parties to be covered is to vote as it is presented today for the 1 year.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
And I would clarify that the 1 year doesn't start. There's quite a bit of renovations they're going to have to do this building.
Correct.
So the 1 year won't start until they actually get the CO, so it's not 1 year from today.
Regardless.
Yeah.
Thanks, Clint. I will now entertain a motion.
Move for approval.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Assistant City Secretary Hicks, will you please poll the council?
Lozano. Porterud.
Yes.
Fairfield.
Yes.
Ewing.
Yes.
Chase. Yes. Holmes.
Aye, that motion passes. The next item to consider is public hearing G2.
Honorable Mayor, members of the council, this is a public hearing to consider a resolution granting a special permit for a house museum in R1B single-family residence district located at 3300 Austin Avenue. By a vote of 8-0, Plan Commission recommended approval of the request based on the special provisions and conditions for a house museum and the findings required for granting a special permit per section 28-122, the City of Waco zoning ordinance. This is a third renewal of this permit, and Plan Commission did recommend for a period of 2 years based on input provided by the Austin Avenue Neighborhood Association.
Thank you, Director Peters. Any questions for Director?
Clint, just confirming, the input from the Neighbor Association was in the affirmative.
In the affirmative
Okay.
for a
Great.
2-year extension.
Great.
Great. Any other questions for Clint? I'll now open a public hearing for comments. Is there anyone present who'd like to speak regarding this item? We do have one card. Justin Rosalino? Yeah, Justin. Come on up. When you get here, Justin, state your name and address for the record, and then you've got 3 minutes. Thanks for being here tonight.
Justin Rosalino, here representing Magnolia, 900 Franklin Avenue is our HQ. I was only prepared to answer questions, but I'm happy to I'm happy to discuss. Our plan is to continue using it as a per the house museum agreement. So the way we've used it the last couple of years for tours, the same hours that we've maintained the last few years, with no additional plans for that 2-year extension, other than that use.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Justin. Appreciate it. You've got great community support there. It's an interesting building, too. Is there anyone else present who'd like to speak regarding this item? Seeing no speakers, we'll close the public hearing. Is there a motion?
Mayor, I live down the street and I appreciate, but outside of the notice zone, but I appreciate the work that Magnolia has done, obviously with the castle itself and restoring it and making it a wonderful attraction and landmark again. And I really appreciate the work they've done with the Austin Avenue Neighborhood Association. Austin England is the president there, and they've had a good cooperative relationship with this. So it'd be my honor to move for approval for that 2-year.
Have a motion, do I hear a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on the castle? There being none, City Secretary Spikes, will you please poll the council? I'll get it right.
Lozano. Yes. Borderood.
Yes.
Bearfield.
Yes.
Ewing.
Yes.
Chase. Yes. Holmes.
Aye, that motion passes. Next item to consider is public hearing G3, Director Peters.
Honorable Mayor, members of the council, this is a public hearing to consider an ordinance rezoning property located at 602 James Avenue from O2 Office Resident District and C3 General Commercial to Planned Unit Development for a proposed multi-family housing development comprising approximately of 2.1477 acres of land and providing for penalties. By a vote of 8-0, Plan Commission recommended approval of the PUD request based on the following findings and conditions. The findings are the proposed PUD is consistent with the land use component of the comprehensive plan. 2, the proposed PUD is keeping with the purpose and intent of the PUD ordinance by providing a high level of urban amenities and design standards while allowing flexibility in the use and development of the land. The conditions, we do have 9 conditions. The first one is the final PUD plan must meet all development standards consistent with the site requirements of the Plan Review Committee, including but not limited to the following: site grading and drainage, vehicle and bicycle parking, bicycle and pedestrian access and circulation, landscaping and streetscape, refuse location and access, and fire protection location and access. The proposed property must be platted meeting all requirements of the City of Waco subdivision ordinance. Age restrictions on tenants of the complex will not be part of the PUD regulations if approved. A water and wastewater capacity study for the project shall be required to be submitted with the final PUD application. A traffic study must be submitted with the final PUD plan application in accordance with the scope attached in Exhibit B. With the final PUD application, provide a plan demonstrating how the confined area between the new building and the remaining property will be maintained and properly secured. A 10-foot pedestrian way must be provided along all street frontages. The pedestrian way shall include a minimum 8-foot sidewalk, street trees, lighting, and bicycle racks. Any portion of the pedestrian way that remains unpaved must reside between the sidewalk and the street as landscaping or grass. Building lighting may be used to meet this requirement, and bicycle racks must be outside of the pedestrian way if accessible. With the final PUD plan application, provide a temporary street closure plan for review and consideration to assist in alleviating negative impacts on adjacent street closures during construction and maintenance. And then finally, any structural protrusions extending past the property line into the right-of-way will require encroachment agreement approved by City Council. I will say these conditions were formulated with both the applicant and Baylor University to meet all the concerns of the university. And the applicant is working on the studies and helped with creating the scope of the studies with input from Baylor University.
Clint, this is the, I guess, half of the property owned by 7th and James Baptist Church there right behind
That's correct.
the Tidwell Bible Building. And I think is it a 4-story, proposed 4-story?
So it's it's 7 stories.
7 stories.
Because half of the property will be retained by the church. It's going up a little bit more vertical than some of the similar projects around Baylor that have a little bit more land.
Okay.
The density is very similar to some of those other projects. It's just going to be more vertical than those others.
And this is essentially approving this change to allow for them to assess the feasibility, and that's what they're coming back for repeatedly kind of throughout this process as they're putting together the PUD.
So correct. So this would give, if the concept plan is approved, that changes the zoning and entitles them for those densities.
Yep.
And then with their final PUD, they'll bring all the specific plans that are outlined in the conditions.
Great.
Any other questions for Clint? Great. We'll now open a public hearing for comments, and we have two cards here. The applicant, Sam Newman. Would you like to come up? Sam, when you get here, state your name and address for the record, and you'll have 3 minutes. Mr. Newman?
Good evening. Sam Newman, Parallel Company, 506 West 7th Street, Austin, Texas, 78701. Briefly, just want to say thank you to staff and Planning Commission for the collaboration support, also Baylor University. We're here with our team, our architect, our engineer. If you have any questions, we're here to answer any. We appreciate your consideration, and we appreciate continuing the process with you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Newman. We have one other card, also with the applicant is John Orfield. Is John? He's going to yield his time. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Orfield, for being here tonight. Is there anybody else who'd like to speak regarding this item? Seeing no speakers, we'll close the public hearing. Is there a motion?
And I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on this Baylor housing project?
Look forward to seeing him coming back and presenting UD as, met with all of the requirements that we've put forth.
Great. Any other discussion? City Secretary Spikes, will you please poll the council?
Lozano? Borderood?
Yes.
Fairfield?
Yes.
Ewing?
Yes.
Chase?
Yes.
Holmes?
Aye. The next item to consider is public hearing G4. Director Peters.
Honorable Mayor, members of the council, this is a public hearing to consider an ordinance rezoning property located at 1229 Daughtry Avenue from R2 two-family and attached single-family residence district to R3C multiple family residence district and providing for penalties. By a vote of 9-0, Plan Commission recommended approval of the zoning change based on the following findings. One, the comprehensive plan alignment. The proposed zoning aligns with the land use component of the comprehensive plan. Compliance with the dimensional requirements. The property meets all area and width requirements for R3C zoning district. 3, that's supported by existing infrastructure. The existing public infrastructure is adequate to accommodate the uses permitted in R3C. 4, consistency with surrounding zoning and development pattern. The surrounding area includes both R2 and R3C zoning, demonstrating a mixed-density residential character compatible with the proposed zoning. And then 5, supporting strategic housing goals. The rezoning aligns with the Waco strategic housing plan by increasing the availability of lots that support higher density housing near a major activity center.
Thank you, Director Peters. Are there any questions for staff? I'll now open a public hearing for comments. Is anyone present who'd like to speak on this item? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. Do I hear a motion?
Move for approval. And I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Assistant City Secretary Spikes, will you please poll the council?
Lozano? Borderood?
Yes.
Fairfield?
Yes.
Ewing?
Yes.
Chase?
Yes.
Holmes?
Aye, that motion passes. The next item to consider is public hearing G5. Director Peters.
Honorable Mayor, members of the council, this is a public hearing to consider an ordinance changing the land use designation from medium-density residential office flex to office industrial flex and to rezone from R1B and C3 to C2 on property known as 2400 and 2416 Robinson Drive and providing for penalties. Plan Commission recommended approval of both the land use and zoning change based on the following, by a vote of 9-0 based on the following findings. For the land use, adequacy of public infrastructure. The public infrastructure is adequate to provide for zoning districts allowed and proposed land use designation, and it's consistent with nearby land use designations and surrounding land uses and other area properties that are already designated as office industrial flex. Also recommend approval of the zoning based on comprehensive plan alignment. Proposed zoning aligns with the land use component of the comprehensive plan as revised. Support existing infrastructure. The existing public infrastructure is adequate to accommodate uses permitted in the C2 district, including access providing by Collector Street, Primrose Drive. Compliance with all dimensional requirements. Property meets all minimum and area width requirements for C2 zoning. And then compatibility with surrounding zoning and development patterns. The proposed C2 zoning is compatible with the surrounding office and commercial uses located along a major thoroughfare, which is US Highway 77.
Thank you, Director Peters. Are there any questions for Clint or staff? Okay, we will now open a public hearing for comments. Is anyone present who'd like to speak on this item? We do have two cards. We've got the applicant, Mary Villarreal. Okay. Ms. Villarreal, as you approach the podium, please state your name and address for the record. You'll have 3 minutes to address council.
Good evening, Mayor and members of City Council. My name is Mary Villarreal with the Interfield Group, 401 Studywood Street, Suite 300, Houston, Texas 77007. As you mentioned, we are the applicant and available here if you have any questions.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for being here tonight, Ms. Villarreal. We also have a card from Daniel Pantalici. Mr. Pantalici, as you approach the podium, you'll have 3 minutes to speak. Please state your name and address for the record.
Daniel Panalici, 2708 Primrose Drive, Waco, Texas. So I guess I'm kind of new to this. This is my first time ever doing this, so I'm a little nervous probably, but definitely underdressed. I should have probably worn a polo shirt or something. But anyways, I think if Ms. Villarreal can answer my question, you said you're going to open like a convenience store there? Okay. So the issue is I've been there living there for approximately about 5 years, and there's a Stripes right across the street. There's also a Melody Ranch, I'm sure everybody knows, is like a bar. And over the last 5 years, right next to my house is actually 2 abandoned like residences that have been there for quite some time. And I'm actually a public servant. I work for the sheriff's office for McLennan County, and I've had issues with homeless people like moving back behind those houses and stuff, and then just coming from the convenience store there at the Stripes, and just issue, like tons of issues, just almost getting into like disturbances with homeless people, and just I guess the issue is with the store in itself. I guess just opening another convenience store there right next to basically that neighborhood would be detrimental to myself. I just had my first daughter and like 3 days ago. And so, with her out there and just the issues with the homeless and just, transients walking around there, I don't think necessarily a convenience store would be like a good idea for that neighborhood. I think it just would probably wear it down. Like would be a bad issue. Just from seeing like Waco PD out at the Stripes there so often, and on whatever issues they might have with transients and stuff like that. And I'm just concerned for my family and just for my neighbors out there as well. So, I mean, that's all I really have to say.
All right, thank you, Mr. Panalici. Appreciate you being here. Is there anybody else who'd like to speak? And we will allow a rebuttal by the applicant, Ms. Villarreal. Come on up.
I'll be happy to give him my card. I did speak to the owner of the property. They will be demoing those 2 homes.
They will.
They will demolish the 2 homes, the existing older structures that are there.
Okay, anything else?
No, sir, unless you want to, if there was something else.
Any questions for Ms. Villarreal?
And you said this was a convenience store? Is that what?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Ms. Villarreal. Please.
Do we know because when I'm looking at it, I think it backs up into a neighborhood, or there's a property that separates it from a neighborhood. Is there any kind of, and I'm sure Clint, the barriers that are necessary between the store and residential properties? Can we talk about that for a minute?
Screening.
The screening.
Yes, ma'am. So if you have commercial zoning up against residential zoning, which you would on this case, you would have some screening requirements, which would be, fencing and landscaping, as well as some wider setback requirements for the building than you would if it was up against commercial zoning.
And do we have any, and I don't know if this is readily available, or staff will have to get back to me, any police reports in that area?
I was gonna ask if we could get some PD data for
Some data
interactions over there.
for that area and its surrounding area?
We did not get any police reports specifically for this case, but it is something we can provide. You know, it might be, depending on the schedule, this might be something that we'd want to continue so we can
I think so.
get with the
I
applicant
wanna
and
look at it,
the neighbor, see if we can work out issues.
if that's all right, Mayor.
Yeah, if there's compelling police data that says, you know, there's things that can be attributed to this kind of zoning, I would certainly want to look at that before we move forward with it.
Any other questions for Clint? Okay. I will entertain a motion.
Mayor, I motion that we continue this public hearing to the October 2nd? 7th. To the October 7th council meeting?
Second.
Is it second? Oh,
So we have a motion to continue this particular public hearing to October 7th, the next city council meeting, and we have a
When
second.
is it?
Is there any discussion?
It's the 7th.
it's the 7th. She was seconding my
Oh,
motion.
I'm sorry. I was like, are they still debating?
I was like, is it the 2nd? No, it's the 7th. And then she seconded the motion and it really.
Seconding for the 7th.
Yeah.
Any further discussion? I mean, I get, we just need a little more data. Is that, can you get it together that quickly?
Yep.
Okay, then we'll come back in, Ms. Villarreal, and our next one is the first Tuesday in October, Mr. Panalici. Okay, Assistant City Secretary Spikes, man, I'll get this. Please poll the council.
Lozano. Borderood.
Yes.
Fairfield.
Yes.
Ewing.
Yes.
Chase. Holmes.
Aye, that motion passes. The next item on the agenda is Section H, individual consideration. And the first item to consider is Resolution F54. That's where this comes in, Councilmember Borderood.
Here we go.
Yeah, okay, Resolution F54 is a resolution approving the contract for professional services with an Ardura Group, Inc. for the Ernesto Fraga Street reconstruction project from Clay Avenue to Dutton Avenue in the amount not to exceed $191,083, and authorizing the city manager to execute any documents in connection therewith. And this, Councilmember Bearfield has filed the affidavit of substantial interest. Is there a motion?
Mayor, it is my distinct pleasure to move to approve this item, given that I am so often unable to vote with an affidavit of substantial interest. So I know our Mayor Pro Tem's got to sit this one out, but this feels good. I move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? I will say, I was over there the other day, and it looks beautiful over there, the Ernesto Fraga Street, and it's all ready to pop. Looks great. Assistant City Secretary Spikes, will you please poll the council?
Lozano. Borderood.
Yes.
Ewing.
Yes.
Chase. Holmes.
Aye. That motion passes. The next item to consider is ordinance H1. City Attorney Kristen Hamilton Karam, will you please read the first ordinance?
An ordinance amending Section 18-76A of the City of Waco Code of Ordinances to increase the number of fire lieutenant positions, grade 4, from 47 to 48, decrease the number of equipment engineer positions, grade 2, from 58 to 57, and increase the number of firefighters, grade 1, from 90 to 93, repealing all ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith. This ordinance comes to council on first reading.
Do I hear a motion?
Move for approval on first reading.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on first reading. Any discussion? I like this one. We're increasing our firefighters by 3, net 3, so should feel safer when you sleep tonight. We have more firefighters here. Assistant City Secretary Spikes, will you please poll the council?
Lozano. Borderood.
Yes.
Bearfield.
Yes.
Ewing.
Yes.
Chase. Holmes.
Aye. That motion passes. Next item to consider is ordinance H2, City Attorney Hamilton Karam.
An ordinance amending Section 18-76A of the City of Waco Code of Ordinances to increase the number of fire lieutenant positions, grade 4, from 40, I think I have the wrong ordinance. An ordinance amending Chapter 4 alcohol of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Waco to remove the license requirement. This is the second reading. It was passed by a 6-0 vote on first reading.
Do I hear a motion on the second reading?
Move for approval?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? This one is, yeah, we're not removing alcohol permit from the city. You can still get alcohol, we'll still issue alcohol permits. But there was kind of a weird deal where we were charging in two different elements of the city. so we're
Correct, Mayor.
eliminating
This is removing the city's requirement. The health district's requirement will still be in place, as well as the TABC's requirements.
Exactly. Okay, please poll the council.
Lozano. Borderoud.
Yes.
Bearfield.
Yes.
Ewing.
Yes.
Chase.
Yes.
Holmes.
Aye, that motion passes. Next item to consider is ordinance H3, City Attorney Hamilton Karam.
An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Waco approving a negotiated settlement between Atmos Cities Steering Committee, ACSC, and Atmos and Energy Corp., Mid-Texas Division, regarding the company's 2025 rate review mechanism filing, declaring existing rates unreasonable, adopting tariffs that reflect rate adjustments consistent with the negotiated settlement, finding the rates to be set by the attached settlement tariffs to be just and reasonable in the public interest, approving an attachment establishing a benchmark for pensions and retiree medical benefits, requiring the company to reimburse ACSC's reasonable rate-making expenses, determining that this ordinance was passed in accordance with the requirements of the Texas Open Meetings Act. This ordinance was passed by a 6-0 council vote on first reading on September 2nd, 2025.
Is there a motion?
Motion for approval.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? This is one where it has to do with rate increases, and I think the proposed rate increase was going to be $245 million for all of the people who use Atmos Energy. By fighting it, or by negotiating, probably a better word, we lowered that to $205 million increase, so we saved $40 million. So I think the fight or the negotiation was worthwhile. With that, Assistant City Secretary Spikes, will you please poll the council?
Lozano. Borderoud.
Yes.
Bearfield.
Yes.
Ewing.
Yes.
Chase.
Yes.
Holmes.
Aye, that motion passes. The next item to consider is ordinance H4, City Attorney Hamilton Karam.
An ordinance of the City of Waco, Texas, approving and adopting the updated service plan for the Waco Tourism Public Improvement District for fiscal year 2025 to 2026, levying special assessments on properties in the Waco PID to pay the costs of services provided in accordance with the updated service plan, setting charges and liens against property in the TPID and against the owners thereof, providing for the collection of special assessments. This ordinance was passed by a 6-0 council vote on first reading on September 2nd, 2025.
Do I hear a motion?
Move for approval on second reading.
Second.
You have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on this one? There being none, Assistant City Secretary Spikes, will you please poll the council?
Lozano. Borderoud.
Yes.
Bearfield.
Yes.
Ewing.
Yes.
Chase.
Yes.
Holmes.
Aye, that motion passes. The next item to consider is the hearing of visitors. And during the hearing of visitors section of the agenda, we provide an opportunity for the public to present concerns or address issues that are not matters for consideration listed on the agenda. The council is unable to conduct a discussion, but will listen. We'll ask staff to look into concerns and provide follow-up. Please provide registration information so that staff can contact you if necessary. If you have handouts, please let us know at the beginning of your presentation, and staff will distribute those to the council. If you're unable to approach the podium due to physical limitations, a microphone is available to be brought to you. We do have a few cards tonight. This is great. I got some public participation here tonight. And before I call people up, I'll say, when called to the podium, please state your name and address for the record. Each speaker must limit comments to 3 minutes. If you are speaking on behalf of a group of 10 or more individuals present, please have those persons stand at the beginning of your comments, and you will be given 10 minutes to address the council. Please note that if you stand in support of a person getting 10 minutes to speak, you are forfeiting your right to speak on that item. For any person addressing the council through the use of a translator, the speaking time will be doubled to accommodate the translation services. While public discourse is very important to the council, we have to maintain order in the meeting so that all persons may be heard and city business may be conducted. If so directed by me, the sergeant at arms shall remove from the council meeting any person who, while addressing the city council or while attending the city council meeting, makes personal, impertinent, or slanderous remarks, becomes boisterous, or makes unauthorized remarks from the audience, claps your hands, stomps your feet, whistle, yell, or make similar demonstrations. Okay, we have several cards here, and the first one right off the top is going to be Margene Clements. Are you ready, Ms. Clements? Ms. Clements, as you get here, state your name and address for the record, and then you'll have 3 minutes to address council. Thanks for being here tonight.
Good evening, Council. My name is Margene Clements. My address is 2412 Lyle Avenue in Waco, and I'm the president of the North Waco Neighborhood Association. And we're here tonight to start a dialogue that might go on for a while and at some point bring ourselves before the council. The North Waco Neighborhood Association is a unique organization to serve as a powerful advocate for the community. We strive to create a common voice for the neighborhood by coming together to discuss challenges within the community and find solutions. One primary goal is creating an environment that fosters neighborhood improvement. Our mission is to bring individuals from the neighborhood together to promote tranquility within the neighborhood that supports public safety and seeks solutions. The vision of the North Waco Neighborhood Association is to help shape this emerging community and be an integral part in the history and future of that neighborhood, as well as the city of Waco, by presenting opportunities for development and facilitating a success. Why we're here tonight is because we have observed and experienced the following accessibility barriers starting at North 25th, starting at Holman, moving toward Maple. The primary thing that we've noticed, besides speeding traffic, is broken or uneven sidewalk surfaces. Some of the things we've observed primarily is, especially at Maple and 25th, is we have an assisted living facility at that corner or intersection, and there is no sidewalk. Well, there's a short one, but there's not a way to really get onto it. And so these people in their wheelchairs or walkers or with some kind of disability have to walk in the street, which is extremely unsafe and scary. And we last month had a meeting with traffic and the police at our North Waco Neighborhood Association meeting to begin that discussion and hear from traffic and Public Works, what really is going on with the sidewalks and traffic. We got a lot of information. I'll leave it at that so I don't go past my 3 minutes. These barriers prevent seniors and individuals with disabilities, including someone in our group and others, from safely and independently accessing public rights of way, government services, and community resources. The City of Waco's code, section 2280, says liability for defective sidewalk, curb, or gutter. The abutting property owner or person enjoying the use of any property abutting on a sidewalk, curb, or gutter that has become defective and has resulted in causing damages or injury as a result of such defective condition shall be primarily liable in the damages for any loss or damage. In other words, if you own that piece of property, there's a sidewalk there or isn't a sidewalk there, you're totally responsible for everything. The city is not, even though it's public property. The city, the owner is responsible for that.
Thank you, Ms. Clements.
Give my time up.
I appreciate you, Margene. The next card we have is from Mr. Haywood Sawyer. Mr. Sawyer, as you approach the podium, please state your name and address for the record, and then you'll have 3 minutes to address council.
Yes, sir. Good evening, City Council, Waco Police Department. Glad to see you're here, and the fire department's here as well. So I'm Haywood Sawyer. I own a couple businesses here in Waco. One of them's over in 1925 North 25th. The issues that we're having, as the lady just stated, is I've had to get the people out of the streets there in Waco, right there in the intersection. I had a lady the other day, she's probably about 90 years old, out of the wheelchair. I had to push her across the intersection because she's stuck. She's going to get hit. Waco's PD's already responded out there to all the pedestrian accidents. So we're losing citizens that's crossing through these intersections. There's no sidewalks in that area that's mounted to anything. We have the curbing, which y'all are doing good with. My point of this whole conversation is, in our meeting that we had where the city came out, talked to the neighborhood association, it was brought up that it's our responsibility to maintain these sidewalks. Well, the problem with that is if we do a little bit of research under the American Disabilities Act, Title II, there's a lot of case law that's came out here recently, one in Arlington, for example, that got sued, that these policies no longer are effective. The city has to help out these citizens. Barden versus City of Sacramento came out a few years ago, said the exact same thing. These ordinances are not applying anymore. ADA has to be complied by the city as well. And a lot of times people think with the city that we're just talking about these buildings. Get the people into the buildings. That's incorrect. In Barden and also the one in Arlington, when they say structure, they mean any and all sidewalks within the city. It don't just mean coming into these buildings. So I'd like to have a sit-down meeting, maybe some more conversations. I know our council member in our community, he's came out to my business. He's met with my partner, and he's seen the sidewalks. We have a problem over there. We have a lot of senior citizens, a lot of children. The elderly, we don't need them getting ran over out there just because they're trying to get to the convenience store. They're pretty well trapped inside this building now because they can't leave because there's no sidewalks for them to go anywhere. So I appreciate your time, and I hope we can work together on this.
Thank you, Mr. Sawyer.
Thank you.
Appreciate your words. Our next card is with Zerai Munoz Morales. Zerai, as you get to the podium, please state your name and address for the record, and you'll have 3 minutes to address council.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Council. My name is Sarai Munoz Morales, and I am with Grassroots Community Development. We're located at 1624 Colcord. So I am the tail end of this three-part team, and we didn't mention at the beginning, but there was a handout. I hope y'all received it. So I'll be talking about the last part, which is the description of harm. And so as Grassroots, I'm a community organizer. I work specifically in North Waco, and I've been able to be a part of the work in North Waco for 2.5 years now. So my role in the community is to support organizing initiatives and support community voice and goals and dreams. And so I'm here representing Grassroots and supporting the North Waco Neighborhood Association to see this dream and goal of theirs come to life. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about the safety risk for assisted living residents and the elderly. The lack of accessible sidewalks and curb ramps is not only a legal violation, but also a significant public safety hazard. National data shows that elderly pedestrians are disproportionately affected by pedestrian accidents. In 2022, over 7,500 pedestrians were killed in the US, while older adults facing a fatality rate more than twice that of other age groups. Each year, more than 9,000 older pedestrians' fall-related injuries in the United States involve a curb, and fear of falling due to sidewalk defects is common among seniors. Residents of nursing homes and senior living facilities are especially vulnerable. Many rely on mobility aids and require more time and accessible infrastructure to safely navigate public spaces. Inadequate sidewalks and missing curb ramps force these individuals into the street and dramatically increase the risk of auto pedestrian accidents. Studies consistently show that the presence and quality of sidewalks and curb ramps are directly linked to lower pedestrian crash rates and improved safety for all, especially for those with mobility challenges. So we thank you for your time and listening to us. We also want to thank Darius for taking the time, as was mentioned, to come out and talk with our neighborhood association and our residents. We always appreciate connecting with council, and we hope to continue this conversation. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Munoz Morales. And thank you, Darius, for representing this council so well on this issue. The next item, or the next card, is from Senior Vice Commander Rolando Hernandez. Mr. Hernandez, as you approach the podium, please state your name and address for the record, and you will have 3 minutes to address the council. Thanks for being here tonight.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, council. My name is Rolando Hernandez. I'm the Senior Vice Commander at the Post 2148. Post 2148 is in South Waco on 1301 South 30th, 76711. On September 29th every year, we recognize Veterans of Foreign Wars Day. This day honors the founding of Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States, an organization created in 1899 by veterans returning from the Spanish-American War and the Philippine Insurrection. These service members came home wounded, sick, or struggling, and with little government support, so they banded together to fight for the care and benefits they and future veterans deserved. The VFW went on to play a vital role in securing key legislation such as the GI Bill, VA healthcare, and other protections for veterans and their families. But the VFW is more than advocacy. It's a nationwide community where veterans can find camaraderie, support, and purpose after service. VFW Day reminds us of the sacrifices our veterans made overseas and the ongoing commitment we have to stand by them when they return home. But also to remember those who are still missing and prisoners of war, as we will remember this Thursday at the Heart of Texas Veterans One Stop during lunch. VFW Day is a day to honor our veterans' service, their voice, and their lasting impact on our nation. Thank you, members of the City Council of Waco, and God bless America.
Thank you, Commander Hernandez, and thank you, veterans, for being here tonight. I appreciate y'all's presence here at the council proceedings. Our next card tonight is with Carl Giles. Mr. Giles, here we are. Mr. Giles, as you approach the podium, you'll have, please state your name and address for the record, and you'll have 3 minutes when you get to the podium.
My name is Carl Giles. I live at 1024 Turner Street, Waco, Texas, 76704. And I'm here before the City Council to ask for some directions where I should go or who I should talk to about services that I was billed for from the city that was not rendered. And I'm speaking of the City of Waco Water Department charging $2 fee for street sweeping. I don't have a curb. I've had several verbal altercations with the street sweeper. And to the point where the last altercation ended up him turning on that street sweeping machine on me and blowing dust, and I got COPD. So the supervisors came out and indicated to me that I'm charged a $2 fee for street sweeping on my water bill. And I've been paying this fee, I don't know what it was in '89, but I've been at this address since '89, and these charges have been instigated since '89 for services that I have not received. I need some directions if I need to speak with the city accountant, the business manager, or whoever to see about reimbursements for money taken from me for services not rendered. My second request is that if you could have somebody from the City of Waco Water Department to come and discuss the tag system that they got implemented. It's a system whereby if you got a 2-month bill that's due, they come out and put a tag on your door and then put $25 on a bill that's already due. I think it's a system designed to, generate money from people that's on fixed income or low-income families. And I would like to see if the city council could bring a representative from the water department to give the demographics of what money is generated, how much is generated, and what communities that most money is generated from. Because as I said, I think it's a system that kind of beats down people that's on low income, on fixed income. I know y'all can't answer this, but at the end of the meeting, or somebody can tell me about this reimbursement problem that I'm having here. Y'all can't speak or nothing?
Yeah, is that all?
That's only my complaint. I'm billed for it, and as I said, I got grass growing in the street, and the man tells me that The machine is not designed for that. You don't have a curve.
Mr. Giles, I appreciate you coming here and voicing your concerns. And staff, can we follow up with Mr. Giles on, we'll have staff follow up with you on your specific issues.
So how's that done?
Well, I think we'll have somebody reach out to you at the end of this meeting.
Somebody's going to follow you out and visit with you right now. Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Giles.
Yep. Thanks, Mr. Giles. Our next and last card here tonight is Mr. Jason Jones. Mr. Jones. Jason Jones? Going once, Jason. Okay. Jason Jones, you're not here. Okay, anyone else present who'd like to speak during the hearing of visitors? Seeing no one, will now close the hearing of visitors. Again, thanks everybody for being here and appreciate the comments of the citizens tonight. We have a couple more items here on the agenda. Are there any announcements that council would like to make? Guys.
A couple of things. One, I wanted to mention that today is National Voter Registration Day. I was out this afternoon at McLennan Community College, and we registered, I know, 20 kids out there. And this was typically T days or typically slow days on the campus, so we were super excited. But lots of organizations were out. Several of my organizations were out registering to vote because it's incredibly important that we continue to reach out and advocate that voter registration is our right and responsibility as residents of this city, state, and country. And so excited to celebrate that today. I had one more thing, but I can't remember, so just.
Somebody else fill in while I'm.
Yeah, I'll say a couple things. One, not in response to any of the hearing of visitors, as we're not allowed to respond to those, but just a fun tidbit looking out in the crowd. My mother got married at a VFW, and that was a really fun night for my brothers and I. They treated us super well, so I always have a big place in my heart for our VFW posts throughout the country. Two, Mayor, film is, in my opinion, the best artistic medium for connecting with people. Music is very high up there as well, but I think that you can have music in film and it moves you. I think it brings us together, and I have to say I am saddened this evening because we lost a titan, activist, philanthropist, actor, founder of the world's largest independent film festival, the Sundance Film Festival, Robert Redford, this morning. Meant a lot to me. Great leading man and proponent for film, and came to Waco and shot the opening scene to his film, The Old Man and the Gun, what would have been his last acting credit, when 2017, and then ended that scene in East Waco on Elm. So
Out at the former Mayor Devers Bank.
yeah. I remember I talked to former Mayor Deaver about that, and he said that he'd negotiated that his wife get a chance to be in the scene. She doesn't have a speaking part, but she's in the bank.
That's cool.
So yeah, just wanted to give a shout out to Robert Redford. Great guy and phenomenal actor, and has been a part of my life since I was a kid. The Natural and Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. So
I did remember. Okay. Just wanted to give a shout out to police and fire. This is random, but the things, on the My Waco app, you have the opportunity to submit, issues or offer congratulations. And I got one that will be submitted in the app, but a friend of mine had an emergency situation where she was hospitalized and had to call 911. And she said, I need you to know that they was under 2 minutes when they got to my house. Everyone was amazing because she couldn't breathe and she was having issues talking. And so, she gave the 911 operator instructions on how to get in the house. They locked up the house. But she was incredibly impressed with the work and dedication of our PD, of fire, and of the emergency the ambulance service. So thanks you guys for being as great as we know you are, but I wanted to make sure you got your flowers out loud.
I wanted to say, I've got two quick things. One, it was a joy to be with the Kendrick Elementary family and Councilmember Lozano.
Good job, Isabel.
She did a great job and has been such a steadfast leader at Kendrick. I remember some of the first community neighborhood association meetings that I went to when I was on the campaign trail back in 2019. She graciously hosted in the old cafeteria of the old Kendrick, and it's so cool to see her now presiding over the beautiful new facility and with maybe the best dedication ceremony so far with University High Mariachi.
Y'all see that front page paper?
Yes,
Man.
it looked great. It looked great. So a big kudos to our newest council member. I don't know how she does it all, but she's an amazing community leader, and that was on full display at Kendrick. But I also want to give a plug, the City of Waco Veterans Advisory Board. When we founded this, our city manager had the great idea of bringing the veteran banners to Waco, and that was rolled out last year at Veterans Day, and we've got enough kind of runway to build it out a little farther. Tomorrow is the deadline, so if you have a relative, I just want to read the eligibility. Honorees must be currently serving in the United States Armed Forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, or Space Force, or be a veteran who is honorably discharged, or be a service member who died in the line of duty. Preference will be given to McLennan County residents. Banners are available, $150 each. They're a nice size, and they're along Austin Avenue from roughly about City Hall down to 8th or 9th Street. I was excited to go through the Veterans One Stop called 254-297-7171. If you're interested in getting one for a relative, I was able to purchase two, one for my mom and dad. I'm really excited about seeing those displayed on Austin, but that's all I've got.
What's the website again?
Website is Veterans One Stop.
Okay.
If you just look that up, that should bring it to you, but Waco Veterans One Stop.
Call Stevie Hernandez over there.
Yeah, Steve would also hook you up with that, but we've got one more day to order the banners.
And I just want to recognize Hispanic Heritage Month. It began yesterday and ends October 15th. I know there's a lot of events going on in the community. And today is 16 de septiembre, so it's Mexican Independence Day.
What kinds of celebrations going on?
A
Anything,
lot of
George?
celebrations.
You got nothing? George. All right, George. Okay, that's a lot of fun stuff going on in the community. Now, the last item is, are there any council requests for scheduling of future agenda items? There being none, we will now recess the regular session and convene into executive session as read into the record by Assistant City Secretary Spikes at 7:15 p.m.
Notice is hereby given that the City Council will go into executive session in accordance with the following provisions. 1, Real Properties Texas Open Meetings Act, Section 551.072. 2, Economic Development Texas Open Meetings Act, Section 551.087. 3, Attorney Briefing Texas Open Meetings Act, Section 551.071. Discussion of State of Texas settlement with various pharmaceutical manufacturers regarding global opioid settlements. 4, Attorney Briefing, Texas Open Meetings Act, Section 551.071, and Personnel, Texas Open Meetings Act, Section 551.074, discussion of city manager appointment process and possible motion to authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with a recruitment firm to assist in such process. Personnel, Texas Open Meetings Act, Section 551.074, nomination and appointment of individuals to the McLennan Central Appraisal District Board of Directors, and Personnel, Texas Open Meetings Act, Section 551.074, City Attorney Kristen Hamilton Karam. We are now in executive session.
Thank you, Assistant City Secretary Spikes.
Y'all ready? Yes. Okay. We'll now reconvene into regular session at 8:18 p.m. and there being no further business, the meeting is adjourned at 8:18 p.m.